We are actually trying to improve things as we go, like my instructor friends and I. Let me read a question here or a comment and explain what I mean. Responding to the inductive learning strategy for understanding marksmanship video I posted a while back, I find it interesting to see the changes in methods and concepts over the years, like going from crushing as hard as you can support hand pressure to just enough it won't slip inside of your hand. Cool to see teachers constantly changing their methods based on experience rather than teaching stuff they used 20 years ago, and assuming the students suck when the concepts won't work as well. I'm just wondering how all this will be in another 20 years. And that's a really good comment. I appreciate that comment. That's from somebody who quite clearly has been paying attention for quite a long time to the instructional game, and particularly what my associates and I have been up to. So what he's referring to specifically is I used to say like, all right, just you got to crush the support hand onto the gun, and now I would articulate it as we have firm pressure on here to make sure the gun your hand stays connected to the gun. Now, that's the specific change in verbiage is that what was happening is you'd say, "Hey, crush your support hand of the gun," and people would put a firm pressure on there. Then they'd start, you know, bearing down or grinding into the gun like crushing like this, where they start to change the angle of their wrists and everything, and they end up using a bunch of pressure and bearing down into the gun, and then forearm tension, like a ton of it, and then it would go back into their arms. So almost some people would just want to bear down on the gun with everything they can, especially on their support side. So I changed the way I was articulating what I wanted them to do, which is, hey, firm pressure and maintain connection. Now, interestingly, what I am personally doing in my shooting has not changed in this time. Like I still hold the gun the same way and I conceptualize it the same way. But when we say stuff, we kind of watch and see what are people hearing us say, which is often different than what we mean to be saying. And then we just assess that. And it's not about, oh, these guys need to listen better or whatever. I don't look at it that way. It's just you say what you say, you watch what people do, and then adjust what you're saying so that people do the thing you want, and then try to explain it better and change things over time. That's how I think the instructional game should work. And what I really like about this guy's comment is he's like, oh, I want to see where this goes in the next 20 years, and that should be interesting to see. Now, when we talk about like, hey, this instructional thing, it's like it's getting better. People are learning to shoot better. They're learning faster. The concepts that we're using are simpler than they used to be. I would agree with all that, by the way, and that's really good. I think in another 20 years, things are going to be really, really simple to learn. Like shooting, like everyone will understand, hey, shooting is a simple thing. It's not necessarily easy, but we don't want to complicate it with a bunch of stuff. Just like focus on X, Y, Z, simple concepts, practice that way, and then you'll get really proficient at shooting. So that's good, man. That's what we're trying to do is make it better, slicker, easier to learn, and make people more effective way, way earlier.